plus 1 beat a 2550 plus GM in 20 moves. And this is no ordinary 2550 plus GM. This is a young player who's born in 2003, who is an Azerbaijani two-time national champion, has recently won the BL Masters tournament with a 2700 plus performance. We are talking about Muradli Mahammad, who is who is up against Arjun Erigaisi. Now, Arjun is playing in phenomenal form. Okay, he is in the form of his life. He won the Abu Dhabi Masters and then he decided to even play the Dubai Open, where he started off with 3.5 out of 4 and he was facing Muradli in round 5. And we're going to watch this game. You are going to guess some of the moves, but what you're going to observe is this kind of chess which, when you see, you look at it and say, wow, this is not normal chess. It's very difficult to understand. The entire board is on fire. The opening is sort of weird. It's like a computerish line. You have great preparation and then sharp tactical vision. Boom, boom, boom. Very quick fireworks. Game is over. You know, that's how it is. So let's have a look at this game and learn from it, because I myself was very curious when this happened. So firstly, Arjun is white, opens the game with 1 e4. Muradli goes c5, knight to c3. Okay, not knight f3, knight c3. d6, and he plays d4. Now this line in itself was slightly weird for me, that you play your knight to c3, then you take with the queen. But okay, I've grown used to it. I've seen many games with it. There are around 1000 plus games that have already been played with this. Knight c6, you attack the queen, queen moves back, you play g6. The idea could be to develop the bishop on g7, but also you could put it on h6 to sort of, harass the queen there. Okay. b3, put the bishop on b2, bishop h6, f4. And here knight f6 is the main move, and then the game would go bishop b2, castles, e5, g3. And there have been many games played here, 108 games. But he played the move here, Muradli played the move f5. And it's not a surprising move. The move is very sharp. You want to put pressure in the center. You want to get your knight out very quickly. And then put even more pressure. And if ever white were to take, then you take with the bishop and you are very happy as black. Okay. Bishop b2, Arjun says, look, take care of your rook there, by the way. Knight f6. And now comes long castles. And here comes a very weird move. Okay. Firstly, the move is rook f8. And you would think and you would be like, what is happening? Well, the point is very clear. The rook is under pressure here on the long diagonal. You want to get it off it so that you can put pressure on the e4 pawn. For example, here knight e4 is not at all possible because of knight e4 and the rook would hang. So that's why rook f8. And also remember that after take, something like this, f4 pawn would be under too much pressure and there is this pin coming in. Okay, so first sort of weird move. And by the way, for all those who were wondering why not castling here, that's because you can give a check. And then if the king has to go like to h8, then anyway you didn't gain much because now there is a pin anyway here. And e6 is, well, it's not a kind of move you want to play because d6 is weak and I can just defend with g3 and white is better there. So rook f8 played, and now Arjun here immediately blitzes out. By the way, there are only 8 games played in this position, but 8 games is quite a bit when you have players like Warmerdam, who is actually very well prepared as black, Wojtaszek, who have played this with the black pieces. So Arjun instantly blitzes out his move knight g2, and there are 2 games here played by Warmerdam against Robin Swinkels and another game against Skonord. And Skonord game happened in 2021 and with Swinkels also in 21. So these are the 2 games that happened in this line. Both the games Warmerdam was black. Now here there are a few moves, but queen a5 was played. In this we are following Swinkels versus Warmerdam, and there Swinkels had gone h3 here, which is also a okay move, playable. not the best, but Arjun plays the best move. Again, a3. And this is like shows his great memory, you know. Arjun, a3 is one of the best moves and the top engine choices in this position. So that was really nice by Arjun. And now knight takes e4 is played. So here's your first question. What do you play here as white? White to move. Think a bit and try to understand the position. Firstly, knight takes e4 is not a good move because after fe4, black is getting everything that he wants. Queens are getting traded. f4 is under pressure. Your pawn up. Rook f8 has worked like a charm in the position. So you can't do that. But if you don't take on e4, what do? Well, the move here is queen e1 and Arjun played it quite quickly. He played it in 8 minutes. I think most likely he was just trying to remember. Actually, he played a3 in 8 minutes. He played queen e1 in just 30 seconds. So he knew this idea beforehand. He was just recollecting his lines while playing a3, and queen e1 he played it instantly. Now there are a few things with this move. One is that you want to take this at the right moment. Secondly, you are putting pressure here. Thirdly, your queen can pop out from here, putting pressure on e7 and h6. So it's a very multi-purpose move. Now knight takes c3 could be possible here, but after bishop c3, very good move, giving up a pawn, dropping your bishop back, queen c5 and queen h4, you can clearly see the point of queen e1. It's very nicely placed. Okay, bishop e6 played in the position. And now Arjun first tucks his king in, king b1, good move. Rook f7 played by Muradli. Well, maybe his idea is that if Arjun ever goes queen h4, he doesn't want to lose his h7 pawn. I think that could be one of his reasons, one of the reasons why he played his rook to f7. Now Arjun plays another very nice move. You can try to think about it. I don't want to keep it for a point or, you know, for it's not the most critical moment, but still. Arjun plays this very nice move g4. You can't take the pawn on g4 because your knight would hang. And if you take on c3, I'll take back with the knight and your bishop is hanging. So it's not easy. Here, Warmerdam goes wrong and he plays long castles. Okay, and this is where Arjun goes into his beast mode and finds one move after another. By the way, this is move number 14, and in the next 6 moves his opponent resigns. White to play. First, find the first best move in the position. So the first and the best move here is b4. Kudos if you found it. First, I attack your queen. Now look carefully on the board. The queen doesn't have too many great squares to go to. If it goes back to c7, which looks logical, then it kind of follows the similar trend. We will look at it in a bit. Queen b6 was played in the game. And now, if you have said A, you must say B. So what's the next move? White to play. Try to think. What should white do here? b5, pushing the knight. Now, what is this move all about? The move is all about getting rid of the knight that controls the d4 square. Once you move your knight, my knight comes to d4, I attack here, and then your queen is under pressure because I'm threatening knight a4, my pawn is defended, my queen controls a5, your queen is under attack, your queen does not have any squares, has to go back, and then I have more tactics there. So it's really, b5 is, it feels like, oh, what's the big deal, I can play my knight here. But no, knight d4 comes in the position. By the way, Arjun first inserted gf5 here in the game, which is kind of fine. But he could have also gone knight d4. There could be some reason that Arjun did not like this move, but it's very similar to the game. Okay, I have one point here. So we spoke about long castle being the bad move in the game. What would have been a better move? Well, instead of long castle, if you played almost anything, it could have been okay. Like let's say bg7. It's a good move because after b4, queen b6, b5, you have control over the d4 square, so you can actually move your knight away. It's possible, and black is better here. Okay, another very interesting move here, by the way, after g4 is rook d8, just kind of not doing much but moving the rook, b4, b5, and now the move is very surprising, is rook b8. The point is that if you take, I take back, and your b2 bishop is hanging, and you're going to get checkmated very soon. And if you are going to sort of play king a1 with the idea of rook b1, I don't even move my knight, I play bishop g7. If you take, I take back, I attack b2. If you try to defend it, this position is completely losing for white. Black is just dominating and black wins here. Just the fact that the rook can come here is so powerful. And because you castled, now your rook can no longer jump over to b8. And your king is in the way. It's that subtle point. Queen b6, b5, knight a5 played. Now he took. Here Muradli played gf. He could have played bishop f5, but I think he did not like knight jumping up to d5. And now, by the way, if you take queen b5, I want you to just think of the winning move here for white. It's only move. It's a nice move. Yes. Knight to g3, giving a discovered attack on the queen and also attacking this. And it's over. Let's say if you go queen a4, I have rook d4, attacking the queen and once again putting pressure here. And if you play knight c4, I can take, queen takes, and again rook d4, and I'm going to win the knight. So in this way, knight g3 is an excellent move. White wins the game. So he took with the pawn, but now Arjun came knight d4, bishop to c4. If you played bd7, here's the cool idea. Knight d5, attacking the queen. Queen c5, only move. There's no other square for the queen. And now I take the knight, queen d5, and queen a7. And this is very dangerous. It's winning for white. And it's just, you can't go into such a line with black, with your king so exposed and the king so exposed here on c8 and the knight so well placed. It's just bad. So he played the move bishop c4, and now Arjun took on e4. Okay, and opponent took fe4. And here's your question: how did Arjun force instant resignation for his opponent? White to play. So Arjun finds this very cool move, very nice move, love it. Bishop c3, and believe it or not, the knight is trapped. Game over. What a move! And bishop c3 just wins the game. So instead of knight e4, in case if you had taken bishop f1, it doesn't work at all, because, okay, there are many ways to win, but the easiest could be just to take queen takes, and fe4, now I give you a check, and your loose piece drops off on h6. So in the game after fe4, bishop c3, Muradli resigned the game. There's nothing to be done. If you take on f1, I take on a5. You move your queen, I take on f1. I'm a piece up, I'm threatening queen h3 check, and it is all over. In this way, Arjun Erigaisi scored a miniature victory over a super talented player, very talented youngster, in just 20 moves, and is now on to 4.5 out of 5. But also notice his current live rating. This is from 2700 chess. They have not yet updated the last round result of Arjun. His rating is 2727, but he's beaten a 2552 player, so he will gain 3 elo points, which means he goes to 2730.7. It means that he will be world number 19, just below Duda, and he has crossed 2730. He is in tremendous form and he is moving up. So great game by Arjun. I think it's a combination of his excellent preparation, his tactical vision, and as Ivan Sokolov just recently mentioned in his interview, Arjun is very quick to capitalize on the mistakes of his opponent. And that's exactly what he did. For now, this is Sagar Shah signing off. Pragnananda is, by the way, still playing on 4 out of 4 against Rinat Jumabayev. We'll wait for that game. Until then, guys, see you. Bye bye.